All right, Corey Winkoff here, Program Director of FLG. We're going to talk about initiating our offense from this top center midi in our 1-3-2 motion. All right, this big, strong midi up here is going to make one hard move and get to the goal. All right, because this guy's a lefty, he's either going to dodge nice and hard downhill to his left hand. This midi, who's right underneath him, all right, who got to the middle to create that space for the left side dodge right there, is going to C-cut back to the ball, always keeping his eyes on the ball. This midfielder, who's right nice and low in the crease, is going to pop opposite the dodge. All right, now, if this defenseman who's on the crease right here slides nice and quick to this midfielder, we always like to say go back with the ball. Move it 2 times and get it quickly to that backside. All right, so I'm going to put our guys in our spots. All right, we got our midi dodging hard. We got our midi who curled back to the ball. Okay, and we're going to have our crease defenseman right back there. Okay, now, after this guy C-cuts, he's going to start to follow his dodge, because as this midi gets further downhill, we want him to be a threat as well. We want him to be in the play. So he's got to follow the dodge and get to a spot where he can still support the ball as well as be a threat. We have our midi who popped opposite. Okay, now we have our attackmen who are going to start to get involved in the play here. This guy right here, if he has a man dodging right at him, it's really important that he clears through, right to this front porch, especially if this particular defense decides to slide adjacent. That might be a quick look for us right there, right to the crease. He's got to catch that ball with a stick over his right shoulder so he can quickly just turn his wrist and get a shot off to the far pipe, or fake to the far pipe and finish on that near pipe. All right, now, if this midi does not draw a slide right away, whether it be from the adjacent or from the crease, we like to say that we should pass that ball 2 times and cycle the ball through X. All right, now, this attackman who's got his toes on the paint, he can hang out right there and get that transfer from the midfielder who's dodging down the alley if there's no defenseman right there to potentially pick the ball off. But if there's a D-man sitting right there on the ball side pipe, it's really important that he does what we call flexing out to space. All right, we call that flexing, so that way now he's in a path for this midi to quickly get him the ball. All right, that's that flex option right there. This attackman who cleared through on the ball side, he's going to fish hook back to the ball. We're going to look inside right there. That look's not always there, but if his defenseman's sleeping, that might be a nice option for us. Okay, but if that look's not there, then we're going to quickly move that ball 2 times through X, so that way we can now re-attack the defense on the weak side. Typically, there's more defensemen where that dodge initiated. So now, as we quickly cycle the ball through X, we have an opportunity to attack this backside right here. This attackman who receives that pass from the midi, I'm okay with him transferring the ball just by keeping his stick to the outside. Of course, if there's no defenseman near him. All right, if there's a D guy near you, it's really important that you catch, turn to the outside, so that way that D guy doesn't get on your hands. Now, this attackman has a couple options here. He can quickly just get to the goal, all right, get to his left hand, top side, or underneath, or we can kind of work a 2-man game between this attackman, all right, and this backside midfielder who popped off the crease. It's really important, though, that this midi, who wants to set that pick down, cuts the middle of the field first, all right, so that way, if there's a defenseman on ball right here, all right, that way he's now out of the line of sight of this defenseman, so as he comes and sets this pick down, all right, this attackman can kind of set up his defenseman to get to that top side for a shot, all right, or maybe a look to the back side, whether it be to this attackman over here, all right, maybe to our attackman at X who's sneaking, or maybe a midi who's sitting kind of on the back side. All right, so really nice opportunity to work that 2-man game on the outside, and here's a nice option for you guys out of the 1-3-2 motion to cycle that ball through X.